In the eerie town of Stockton, California, a mansion looms like a shadow at dusk. Its menacing presence casts a chill over the town, an ominous whisper among the wind-swept trees. The air is thick, laden with the scent of forgotten tales and unsolved mysteries. Long have the locals spoken of its haunted halls in hushed tones. They say the mansion harbors not just dark secrets, but a spectral force so malevolent it clings to the soul like a shroud. The story of the haunted mansion begins at the turn of the century, rooted deep within the gnarled branches of Stockton's history. As twilight descends upon Stockton, the mansion awakens. Its windows flicker with ghostly light. Its doors creak with the weight of untold stories. Inside, the boundary between the living and the dead blurs, and the night air is alive with the echoes of those who once walked its corridors. Perched atop a desolate hill, the mansion overlooks Stockton like a sentinel. Its architecture is a blend of Gothic spires and Victorian gloom, walls draped in the heavy shadows of its past. The mansion, with its turrets piercing the fog, stands not merely as a house but as a monument to the supernatural. Inside, the air is perpetually cold, the silence broken only by the occasional eerie creak of floorboards. Rooms sprawl in labyrinthine twists, filled with antique furniture shrouded in dust covers, portraits whose eyes seem to follow one's every move. It is as if the mansion itself breathes, a slow, steady, chilling breath. The mansion's most terrifying aspect, however, is not its chilling atmosphere or its ghostly sounds, but the feeling of being watched. Visitors speak of seeing shadows flit across walls, of whispers that seem to come from nowhere, of a suffocating sadness that grips the heart and does not let go. She is known as the Lady of the Mansion, a spectral figure robed in the tattered remnants of a once majestic gown. Her hair is long and wild, her eyes hollow pits of despair. She floats through the corridors, her presence heralded by a sudden drop in temperature and the faint scent of roses turned to decay. Her powers are terrifyingly profound. She can manipulate the environment, summoning storms within the mansion's walls, her wails echoing like the wind through its abandoned halls. Objects move of their own accord when she is near, and it is said that she can trap the souls of the living, holding them captive in her eternal sorrow. Most horrifying, however, are her victims. Those who encounter her are found nowhere but within the mansion, their faces frozen in an expression of terror. They say that once she claims a soul, it is bound to the mansion forever, condemned to roam its halls as she does, caught in her endless night of anguish. The curse of the mansion began with a betrayal. Legend has it that the lady was once the mistress of the house, scorned by her lover and condemned by her peers. In her despair, she turned to dark forces, binding her spirit to the mansion to forever seek vengeance on the living. The curse manifests not just as her presence but as a palpable sense of dread that permeates the mansion. It is said that those who spend a night within its walls are forever changed, haunted by nightmares, their lives overshadowed by a pervasive gloom. Strangely, the curse is selective, often preying on those who come with darkness already in their hearts. It seems to feed on fear, growing stronger with each soul that succumbs to its terror. The mansion, they say, is not just haunted by the lady, but by the accumulated despair of all who have been trapped within its walls. The mansion was built in the late 1800s by a wealthy baron who was both revered and feared. His fortune was rumored to have been amassed through dubious means, involving betrayal and bloodshed. This history has steeped the mansion in a dark legacy that seems to have laid the groundwork for its haunting. After the baron's mysterious disappearance, the mansion passed through many hands, each owner succumbing to unfortunate fates, thus fueling local superstitions. Fires, madness, unexplained disappearances, all seem to center around the mansion, as if it were cursed to witness perpetual misery. Historians and paranormal experts have tried to unravel the mansion's mysteries, delving into its past in hopes of understanding the present hauntings. Yet, the more they uncover, the more it seems that the roots of the haunting are as twisted and deep as the mansion's gnarled oak trees. Over the years, many have dared to inhabit the mansion, drawn by fascination or the thrill of confronting the paranormal. Yet invariably, they come to regret their curiosity. The mansion does not kindly to intruders, it ensnares them in its chilling grasp, a reminder of the lady's power. Among these residents was a young couple who believed they could renovate the mansion and dispel its dark aura. But as they peeled back layers of wallpaper and history, they too fell victim to the mansion's curse, their hopes dashed as they became part of its ghostly lore. The townspeople now regard the mansion with a blend of fear and sadness. To them, it is a place of lost souls, a repository of grief and unending terror. Families of the victims sometimes gather at the mansion's gates, holding vigils, hoping perhaps to reach their loved ones still trapped within its walls. But not all is lost. Legends speak of a way to break the curse, a method forgotten by time yet whispered during the darkest nights. It involves an ancient ritual, one that requires courage, a pure heart, and a willingness to face the deepest fears. A recent arrival in town, a scholar of the occult, believes he has deciphered the ritual from old texts. His plan is to confront the lady, to acknowledge her pain and offer solace rather than fear. It is a dangerous gambit, one that could either free the mansion or doom him to its depths. This scholar has gathered a group of like-minded individuals, each touched by the supernatural in their own way. Together, they plan to enter the mansion at the stroke of midnight, armed with nothing but their resolve and a hope that understanding can overcome fear. As the group performs the ritual, an unexpected twist unfolds. The scholar discovers that the lady is not the source of the curse, but rather its first victim. Her lover, the Baron himself, had used her for his dark rituals, sacrificing her to gain immortality. Realizing this, the group shifts their strategy, directing their ritual towards freeing the lady's soul rather than appeasing her. As they do, the mansion itself seems to shudder, as if awakening from a long slumber. The air grows warmer, the oppressive atmosphere begins to lift. The true horror, it turns out, was not the lady but the Baron, whose spirit was the malignant force behind the haunting. By freeing the lady, they hope to weaken the Baron's hold on the mansion and finally bring peace to the trapped souls. While the ritual appears successful, the shadow of the mansion remains. It is a reminder that some places are marked by history so deeply that they can never fully escape their past. The residents of Stockton continue to keep a wary eye on the mansion, hopeful yet uncertain. The story of the haunted mansion in Stockton serves as a chilling reminder of the complexities of the supernatural. It is a tale of sorrow, betrayal, and redemption, played out against the backdrop of a town caught between fear and fascination. As we leave the mansion to its quiet vigil over Stockton, we are reminded that in some corners of the world, the past is not just remembered, it is relived. Whether the mansion will ever be truly free of its ghosts remains to be seen, but for now, it stands, a monument to the eternal struggle between darkness and light.